Hey, you're watching this video, I'm Natalie, and today's video might be a little bit echoey. That's just because the room I'm in right now is really empty. Basically, am I focused? Basically, I'm moving next week, which means that everything is a little bit of a mess and in boxes and there's rooms with no stuff in it, and you can't see any of it right now, so it's alright. Anyway, today's video is going to be about being a tourist in Paris because I was there last weekend because my boyfriend is amazing. Shout out. While I was in Paris, I had an amazing time. It was brilliant. I'd never been before. I did all the touristy things and it was just amazing. There's also loads of other things that I was thinking about afterwards and thought, actually, let's put them in a video and see what everyone thinks about them. So here are some of the things that happened to me while being a tourist in Paris. So one of the weirdest things for me while I was in Paris was that there were zebra crossings, but the rules of them were kind of sketchy and I wasn't sure whether they meant the same thing in the UK and France or not. For example, there are some zebra crossings in Paris that have the little red or green man that says you can cross or not, and when it's green, everyone seems to cross. So you think that that is the rule. But sometimes it would be green and someone would still come driving around the corner. So I don't know. And some of the other zebra crossings, generally on the quieter streets, didn't have the red or green man. And sometimes you'd be standing by the zebra crossing and people would drive past. Other times you could be standing by the zebra crossing and people would stop. So I don't know, are they supposed to stop or not? I was too worried to step out on the road in case I was wrong and someone would just run me over. It's not really what you want when you're on holiday. Another thing is when you're on holiday, you always expect to see McDonald's. McDonald's is everywhere. But in Paris, there was not just McDonald's, there was McCafe. And McCafe was everywhere. Every time you saw a McDonald's, there was a McCafe next to it. So McCafe to me in the UK is just crappy coffee, maybe a choice of like 2 muffins and a donut, you know? But in Paris, McCafe is completely different. McCafe sells macaroons. I mean, macaroons in McDonald's. That just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, macaroons are just such a delicate, like complicated thing to make, and then McDonald's is selling it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love macaroons, so if the McDonald's in UK starts selling macaroons, I'll be happy. But it was just very strange. A really annoying experience as a couple being tourists in Paris is when you go and visit the Eiffel Tower at night. So, I mean, it's supposed to be a really romantic experience, right? I mean, Paris is the city of love. Eiffel Tower is a romantic landmark, and you're there and it's all lit up and it's looking really spectacular, and then every 2 seconds you are swatting away men trying to sell you roses. And we might not have said no had the rose not been so forced upon us in the first place. I mean, he walks towards us, the first man, and we say, you know, no thank you, we don't want one. And he continues to kind of shove this rose in our faces and we say no thank you and we go to walk away. And he's so desperate to give us this rose that he tries to shove it in my pocket, it misses, it falls to the floor, he picks it up, runs after us and still tries to sell us this rose. How many times can you say no? So it just turns what should be quite a romantic experience into something that's really not. Because every 2 seconds, you've got another person shoving a rose in front of your face. Essentially, these men are just third wheeling your date by the Eiffel Tower. This guy is essentially that friend that comes and sits between the couple, like, anyone want a cookie? He ruins the moment. And that was my experience in Paris. As I said before, I loved Paris, it was amazing. I fell in love with it and I just want to go back. You know, I mean, screw moving next week, I'll just go back to Paris instead. I think that'll be better. Anyway, if you liked this video, maybe give it a thumbs up. You can also comment down below so you can tell me, you know, have you been to Paris before? Do you agree? Do you disagree? What do you think? I want to know. And you can also subscribe to me if you want to see my fabulous face again. You can also check out my last video, which I will put somewhere on this screen, and you can just click it. And if you're on a mobile phone and the annotations don't work, I will put a link in the description for you. And that's all from me for now.